Hal Jordan and Carol Ferris are officially back together, but I don't really like it. What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Shine Comics, and today we're going to be talking about Green Lantern issue 12, written by Jeremy Adams and art by Germanical. And although this video may seem negative at face value, I have really been enjoying the series, and I do like the fact that Carol and Hal are back together. I mean, we knew it was inevitable, but I really did not like the execution of how they got back together. The conclusion felt a little bit rushed and unearned, and it really disappointed me because Jeremy Adams has been doing a phenomenal job this entire series. Don't get me wrong, he still is, but the execution of how Carol and Hal got back together was just not very good in my opinion. From the very first issue of this series, Hal arrives back on Earth from space, and the first thing he wants to do is get with Carol Ferris. Hal makes multiple advances towards Carol, and she consistently and continuously declines his advances. And she gives specific reasoning of why she doesn't want to be with Hal anymore. Hal Jordan as a character is very immature. I mean, if you read comics, you know that. And it's not even just that. The fact that he always has to leave Carol, and in her words, not mine, he breaks her heart by having to do that. She doesn't want anything to do with him. She literally moved on, had a new fiance and everything while Hal was off planet. Now, when Hal actually realizes this, he starts to develop a little bit as a character. We get some very beautifully written scenes of Hal Jordan literally inspiring the entire world. He wanted the world to be paralyzed by fear so that they could feel his yellow lantern ring. But Hal Jordan stopped all of these planes and turned everyone's fear into hope. And when he's giving this speech to the world, you can see Carol is smiling as she's listening to it, and she's genuinely inspired and kind of awestruck by what he's saying. You can tell that she's starting to like him again, because this is like the first time we've seen her actually smile at the presence of Hal, because before she hated every presence of him. I really enjoyed this scene, and I thought that we were going to get more development on Hal Jordan's character, but that's kind of where it ends. I thought Hal Jordan was genuinely gonna notice his internal flaws and try to better them, and not just be the best Green Lantern that he can be, but be the best Hal Jordan that he could be. But we don't really get any of that for the rest of the series, because after all of the terrorist attacks by Sinestro in issue 5, the story takes a turn where the United Nations are getting involved, and Hal quite literally doesn't have time to simple for Carol Ferris anymore. So he goes off to space, obviously, and in issue 11, Carol decides, hey, I'm ripping the band-aid off. She wants to get married with her fiance, and they literally go off to Vegas to get married. And I really love this issue because we actually got flashbacks to when Carol was younger, and she actually went to Vegas with Hal Jordan because Hal stole his teacher's car. And while older Carol is in Vegas about to get married with her fiance, she's not thinking about him. She's thinking about Hal and all of her memories with him. And right as they're about to get married, the wedding just gets stopped because a pink lantern ring just magically goes to it, and it recruits Carol Ferris. And then in the next issue, Hal Jordan is getting destroyed by the United Planets lantern, so I'm not gonna spoil that. Go read it yourself, it's really good. And Carol Ferris, now infused with the pink lantern, saves him because Hal Jordan is literally knocked out. But then when they get to Earth, something weird happens, and this brings us to the reason I'm even making this video. Carol basically says, Hal, I want you. Like, I just want you. I don't care about any of your flaws. I don't care about your childish behavior. I don't care that you constantly have to abandon me to go to space. And in her own words, I don't want someone that's predictable. I don't want someone that doesn't challenge me. I want you, and whatever insanity that comes with that stupid grin of yours. Yeah, I was really confused by that ending. Now, I know a lot of you guys absolutely love this couple, and believe me, I do too. But a lot of you guys will probably just forget that weird writing. You'll just say, hey, they're back together, so we love it. But the fact that we kind of just skipped over Hal Jordan's development as a character, him becoming a better person, a more responsible person, him putting more attention and awareness to his relationship, him really going through an entire character arc and really becoming the person that Carol needs in her life. Instead of getting that, we just got Carol saying, hey, I know you're a man child, but I love you anyway. And they pretty much just left it at that. Am I happy to see this couple together? Yes. But I feel like it's just a bit of lazy writing to kind of skip over the character development on Hal's part and just have Carol say, yo, I love you anyway. Especially when Jeremy Adams was doing so good with Hal's development when, you know, in issue 5, when he was giving an inspiring speech to the entire world. And when he had an entire conversation with Barry Allen on how he could win back Carol. I don't know, guys. That's just my opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my critiques. Despite my critiques, I've still been absolutely enjoying this series. It is still in my pull list and I'm loving it. But I really, really wish Jeremy would have leaned more into the character development on Hal's end instead of just putting them together just for the sake of putting them them together. Like I already said in the beginning of this video, we knew inevitably this was going to happen, but it could have been in a lot better way. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Be sure to like and subscribe, turn on post notifications, consider becoming a member, and follow my social medias, and I'll catch you guys later.